Hello and welcome to Quassi's Bell Tower with your host, Quassi. Today we are going to do one of Quassi's Quickies. And this one is actually going to be coming from the spirit of Halloween. A few years back, probably more than a few years back, I went to the mall and they had Spirit Halloween there, and I found these scorpions. Now, I've used some of them already. They're in an 8-pack, and you probably still can find something like this from the Spirit of Halloween. And basically what they are is this flimsy, really flimsy scorpions. And they're kind of silly looking, so you can repaint these if you want to. But you know, they would be really good on a game board. These would make a really good giant scorpion. And actually, I made one of these for a player in our group that she was a druid and she kept turning herself into a giant scorpion here and there. And they were just using a block to represent the scorpion, and I thought, oh god, that is so boring. So I decided, hey, let's do this and make it. So I'm going to show you guys how I did it. Okay, so here's one that I made. The arms are actually in a good position, and the tail is all bent up nice like it's ready to attack. And I tried a couple of these out and they work pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take that flimsy one we had, the one that looks like it's, you know, having a hard time there, and we're going to straighten this out and bend the tail up on this bad boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of scrap here, and I'm not even sure how long this is. I'm going to find out right now. Okay, this is about 4.5 inches, and I'm going to say we need probably a good 4.25, 4.5. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some metal snips, and I'm just going to snip some off. Just some random size. I'm not even going to... I think that'll be good enough still. Yeah, that should be good enough. I don't think it'll be over too much. So the hard part of this whole thing is you're going to want to poke this through the claw. And if you got a good nice sharp edge, which you can do that with these, with a file or you know, somehow cutting it. But honestly, if you're just patient enough, you can actually just push this through. And what you want to do is just be careful with it. Just try to center this through all the way that you can, and you're just pushing it up the rod. As you can see, I've already poked through and kind of made a mistake there. That is probably going to happen because this gets a little thin, but you just pull it back out and just keep trying to push that through. Like I said, you probably will rip through it a little bit, but it takes a little bit of practice. But it's actually quite easy once you get the hang of it. And I'll just stretch him out. See, like there, I just made another mistake again, but no big deal. You just pull it back and do it again. And you're kind of feeling for the rod in there, so you know that it's going where you want it to go. Like I said, you just keep feeding it a little bit at a time, and then take the piece that you've already, you know, strung through, and just stretch that out. It's just a work in progress. You will get it. See now here, if you can probably barely see that, but you can see a little bit of that copper rod. And I know I didn't mention it. The copper rod I got from Hobby Lobby. The name of the company is actually Wireform, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby. I can't remember how much it cost me. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you get like 6 rods out of it. Like I said, you just keep working with it, guys. You will get it. Just gotta have a little patience. You can get this to go right through this without too much trouble. And once you kind of poked it through the hand, you know you got it. You just move this bad boy up. So like I said, all you're doing is threading this through. Quite easy. Like I said, you can see it there, but once you paint it up and everything else, it's kind of gonna hide it. You won't even notice it. So you just try to stretch it out, make it look as even as you can. And as you can see, I made a big old mistake there, but like I said, once again, you can go through and redo it until you get it the way you want, even though I keep making mistakes. But now I got it. So do not be afraid. Just try not to pull on it too much, or you might rip its little arms off. But see, now that I've got that through and I've got that basically centered, you can't see the rod at all now, okay? But you can take his arm and his hand and you can bend it up, and now it will actually stay in those positions when you get it. It's kind of like those old rubber toys you would get as kids, and they had the they basically had copper wiring or whatever through it, and you could shape the arms, you know, and the legs whatever position you can. It's basically the same concept. But see, now his claws are sticking out. They're both going the way you want it. And if you want it to, you could probably close it in like this, put a little character in there, have him held up like he's being grappled, and you're good to go. So then I'll take another piece of this copper rod and I'll figure out where I want it, and then you just go ahead once again and just thread this through and try to center that through the tail as much as possible. Push it through the body. Okay. I don't think it's all the way into the body, kind of what I want, so I'll push a little bit more. And you just kind of stretch it out to where you want it, and then you can just bend it up and shape it. And then there you go, you got yourself a scorpion that it doesn't have dangling arms, and actually he is poseable. You can go ahead and paint them up, make them look more like a scorpion. I know most scorpions are black, and then you've got some that are like a tan color, so you go ahead and paint it up however you want, and then when you're all done, you have a poseable scorpion that you can use at your table. So if you like today's Quassi's Quickies, consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification, and like always, ring that like button like a hunchback. Until next time.